Rose Bowl, 5 p.m. The Alabama Crimson Tide, 12-1, beating the good old Georgia Bulldogs in their SEC title game versus the Michigan Wolverines, 13-0, Big Ten. Those cheaters, Steve.
Yep.
Okay, what do you got? Well, I got to hear. I already got my pick. I'm not going to change it, but I want to hear what you have to say.
So first of all, I'm going to throw the whole the cheating thing, not cheating thing, totally out the window. Not take that into account for this pick because
I just said it because I had to.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of people out there that are thinking, how does this affect? They couldn't do because last year they lost it to TCU. They got spanked.
Yes,
that was the one team out of the college football playoff that they didn't pre-scout like everybody else.
Okay.
But this year, that whatever advantage they gained from that last year is pretty much gone at this point this year because they've been found out. The toothpaste is out of the tube. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
The secret is out. The jig is up, so to speak.
Yes.
So it is what it is. They're going to play on the field, and it's going to be decided on the field. This is about as close to a coin flip as you can get. Mm-hmm. Michigan is 1.5-point favorites. Mm-hmm. They're the number one seed. If you look at this and you say, why is the number one seed's only 1.5-point favorite over the number 4 seed? Well, Alabama snuck. They were the farthest team out that ever made it by beating the previous number 1 seed, Georgia.
Right.
And I think the score was kind of ended up being close in that game, but boy, Alabama just looked fantastic.
Yep.
Just physically manhandling Georgia. I think so. If these two teams would have played, let's say, a Halloween day, okay, I think at that point, I think Michigan would have rolled over them. I think at this point, Alabama just continued to progress throughout their season. Their quarterback got more and more comfortable, whereas JJ had a great season, was a great player, but he didn't really progress and get better. He kind of flatlined or even got worse as the season gone on. Now, Michigan did get some time to heal up, but I think Alabama was one of those teams you wanted to play them week 1 or 2 this year, which Texas did and beat them. You don't want to play them in the championship week. Georgia found that out, and Michigan's going to find that out when they play them on New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
I am taking Alabama plus 1.5. There's some money lines out there. I think I saw plus 106 for the money line. I'm on the money line. I think Alabama is going to. I don't think it's going to be a big point spread. Yeah. Now, here's one of kind of my analysis on the game is I think both teams are going to want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Both teams are going to want to run the ball. They're going to want to play good defense and just hit those pass plays to get the first down, to get the big play. But I think both teams are going to want to do the same thing. Both teams do the same things well. Mm-hmm. But I think at this point, I think Alabama's just a little better at this point in the season than Michigan. That's just where I'm at watching these teams play. So I'm going to take Alabama plus 1.5.
I'm not surprised. I thought you would do that, and I can't add much to your analysis, but I will say I have been on the Wolverines all season. I have been a JJ fan all season, and while I agree with you, I would say the end of his season has been less than stellar, and what I would want to see in the quarterback of the top-seeded team going into the college football playoffs, I totally agree with you on that. And I also agree with you on that this is the worst matchup for them. Yes. I mean, for the 1 versus, the 4, but nobody wants to play Alabama in the playoffs. You don't want to play them. Saban is a fantastic coach. I get it, but I'm going to go back to where I've been all along. Mm-hmm. I've been riding. The Wolverines are the best team in college football. I'm going to make them my pick. Wolverines minus 1.5.
And I don't blame you, and I figured that's where you were going to go. So that's a good opportunity for us to we'll see which way it goes on that. Couple things with Michigan. We talk about like bowl history. Oh, long-term bowl history doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But these teams under Harbaugh in particular, they have fared horrendously when they've played the good SEC teams. Alabama and Georgia just horrendously getting their asses kicked. So that's one part that kind of went into my calculus. Yeah. And then the other parts, Saban, his history when he has the long layoff,
for sure,
probably. And I'm no fan of the SEC. I'm no fan of Alabama. Saban, Evil Empire, whatever you want to call them. But the guy is probably the best coach in the history of college football. he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, right.
And Harbaugh is a very good coach too, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep.
But when Saban has this long to prepare,
Yeah.
his record is amazing. So those were a couple of things that went into my calculation.
Yeah, I think Squeeze Money actually said that. Never want to play Alabama with Saban having a month to plan. It's going to be really tough. Totally agree, but I'm going to keep riding the Wolverines to either a national championship. Not that I want them to win the national championship, other than because I'm picking them.
Right.
Because I don't really like Harbaugh or the Wolverines, but this is me picking winners, and I want them to win.